Hello guys, this is Dion. This is actually episode 02 of Attack of the Blerds. We recorded it at one of my friend's place. We were all gathered there and we were supposed to go somewhere else to actually record the podcast. But then when you get a bunch of black nerds together, they just start talking. So I figured might as well record this, make it a twofer. So this is actually episode 02, even though we released episode 03 before this one. And we talk about a couple things, Mass Effects and etc. But if you hear anything in the background, you hear people going back and forth, it's because we were at an event at his place and we were in the back and on the porch and people were going in and out. So that's a lot of the sounds that you'll hear. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear a lot of the conversation. So hope you enjoy episode 02, Attack of the Blerds. Alright guys, look, I'm just gonna start.
No, he's like, no, he was waiting. He was waiting too.
Yo, this junk looks so real, man. Mass Effect Andromeda.
The weapons and stuff.
Dude, how much time did he spend working on it?
That's interesting. I didn't even know this was real. That is interesting.
Wait, can I try it?
Sorry, it's it's Mass Effect. It's a video game.
You know what that tastes like? The new one?
Yeah.
That tastes like, you know, you have the
Yo, I played this game so hard. Mass Effect 2, I jumped on 2. Mass Effect 2 and 3. 2 is amazing, right? Oh.
Outside the ending,
yeah.
was epic too.
I didn't understand the ending of Mass Effect 2. Sorry, of Mass Effect 3. What does it mean?
They screwed up the whole entire process.
Okay.
It was supposed to be all the way through it.
All right.
It was supposed to be all the way through.
Oh, sorry.
Spilled the liquor. How dare you?
I apologize.
Have nice things.
Right, clean.
I apologize.
He's knocked it over. I don't want to hear shit.
I apologize
Hold on. What?
Wait, what?
Her name is right here.
What's her name?
Mira.
You didn't tell me. No, there's a big sign.
to. Oh, appreciate it.
He's supposed to be the one that doesn't read nothing.
But we twins. So
That is delicious.
me and him twins. So
Yeah.
that's very
All right. So we were right talking about Mass Effect 2, right? 3. The ending of Mass Effect 3. All right, go
The
ahead.
whole concept was when Mass Effect first came out. Their whole concept was every decision you make affects the game, and from 1, 2, and 3, all the decisions that you make throughout would affect how it ends.
Right.
And then they completely screwed it up. And
So there's only one ending.
There's 3 endings that are more or less the same,
yeah.
Okay.
with slight differences.
All right. Go through them because I want to go through them. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Okay, go through them and then I'll talk about the ending that I saw. Go ahead.
So the ending pretty much boils down to you're to destroy the Reapers.
Right.
You sacrifice yourself. Now you sacrifice yourself one way where all of the Reapers are destroyed. All the Reapers are destroyed in one. The other one kills all organic life. And then the third one merges all organic and inorganic life together. It makes
Okay.
you kind of a hybrid with computer or not computer.
So which ending did you see when you finished it?
I played all 3 of them, so I got to see all 3. The first time I did it, I did the red ending, which was I killed all the Reapers.
Okay. What does that look like in the end? Because I think that's the one I did.
The same exact thing. It's just the color of the light that takes everything is different.
It's different?
It's either red, blue, or green.
Oh crap! I don't remember what the light was for me then. Holy shit!
Yeah, everybody was pissed about it. Rightfully so.
I mean, it was a brilliant game.
It was.
Like, I mean, the weaponry, the different alien lives.
It's still my favorite.
The stuff you had to go through.
It's still my favorite game series.
And you know, a good friend of mine, we spoke about. Every time we have a conversation on the phone, we talk about 3 things. We talk about Star Trek. We talk about hip hop. And we talk about women. All the time. Right? Like those are the 3 things we always talk about. So, and then we were talking about Star Trek this one time, and he was like, because the concept of Star Trek is supposed to be so far in the future, and then there's like peace, like world peace on Earth. That's why on all the spaceships there's all these different races, because all those there's this big ass alliance. But then that's also the reason why Star Trek has always failed as making a successful game franchise, because they go about it in a way. They try to basically imitate Star Wars. Star Wars happens in a galaxy that's in the middle of war. Yeah. So they have so many opportunities to create warfare games. But Star Trek does not, because it's peace, right? So if they wanted to do a game out of the Star Trek franchise, they should went to the part where the Earth Alliance was having a war with the Klingons, for example. Then you got as much as you want. But then here's here's how this come full circle. We thought about it, and I was like, so what do you think that world of Star Trek would look like if there was war? The answer is Mass Effect.
Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. If you look at it, Mass Effect is just that. It's Star Trek.
And that's what I like about
a war.
That might be where they pulled the concept for it.
Probably. It's kind of a mixture of Star Wars and Star Trek anyway.
Yeah.
And what I did like about Mass Effect is, you get a lot of story that's given to you, and then if you actually dig for it, there's even more. Like, I love the whole idea of, when you read about how when humans first left, the first people they ran into were the Turians. Yeah. And they were all about, they fought. They had the Turian War, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And, they're at peace now, but it's still kind of,
what were
they don't really talk to each other.
I know we're straight talking about Mass Effect, but what was your favorite moments out of the game, out of the, all three?
I have one. I can't remember.
Because one of my favorite moments, stories that you deal with, I think it's in the second. No, I think it's in the third one.
The closure one.
Yeah, and when you find out that what's her name, the girl with the the mask, Tally. So when you find out that her tribe, you find out that her people created the robots.
The Geth.
The Geth. And then the Geth rebelled, and went in that little section where you go inside the mainframe.
In the third one,
brilliant.
And even that, at the end, the third one had its issues.
Yeah.
With the ending.
Yeah.
But everything up before that was awesome. I love how that conflict even ends up, because that one it could go either way. You either went the Geth's way, it went the Quarians' way, or you had them actually come to terms with each other and they were at peace.
Right.
And when I got that, I was like, yes.
You got them to go at peace?
Yes.
I was not able
I got them to
I had
get
to
along.
pick between them, and I did not want to. I like the Geth just as much as I like the Quarians, and I was just like, it's fucking with me, man.
You still lose Legion.
Oh.
But it's for that to happen. For peace. You do lose Legion.
Dang, Legion was dope, yo.
Yeah, he was.
And they had a little joke in there where he's like, "I am Legion, for we are many."
Yes. The Amazon Echo thing.
Yeah.
The Alexa, you can ask it. Does this unit have a soul? And it'll say Kila Salai.
Are you serious?
It'll say the Quarians.
What?
Yeah. It's dope.
You
can ask it a bunch of questions.
I wonder if somebody fought really hard to get that in there.
There's a shit ton of
things you can
ask it. Like, you can ask it who loves orange soda, and it's gonna say word for word, Kel loves orange soda. He loves orange soda. He do.
Maybe that's why Alexa's winning.
You can ask it a million questions, pop culture references,
and it'll get it. Alexa right now is winning this whole home war thing, because Google got one, Alexa's Amazon, and there's more, right?
Microsoft has Cortana.
Microsoft has Cortana now, but right now the one that sells the most, the one that people use the most, is Alexa.
Siri who?
They definitely are the ones that are running it right now. Even though Google is crazy search engine, for some reason Alexa being connected to Amazon, you can call out for stuff, and it'll order stuff if you have it already, your Amazon Prime linked in or whatever. It will order stuff for you. You'll get it the next day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You can
ask
do that.
It'll do a grocery list and everything. Adding condoms to your grocery list.
Is that the commercial with the little boy that they had on Facebook? Where the little
Yes.
boy was like, dad, and it started saying like, looking up soft porn or looking up.
Oh!
Yeah, that was Alexa.
It wasn't no soft porn.
I don't think that was a
That
commercial.
wasn't a commercial, but it was on
That was an
Facebook.
actual video.
This
Yes.
tastes like a watermelon gusher.
That was a real like situation for those parents. They were like, no, Alexa, no.
It looked too well shot.
No, it just happened that way.
Oh man! All right, I guess we can do a whole nother episode about Mass Effect because definitely you gotta go back to Mass. Like we didn't even talk about the and if we're gonna compare it to Star Trek, then the Krogans are the Klingons.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
think about it.
was,
They're the
Worf?
Klingons.
Is he a Klingon? Yeah.
Yeah, Worf.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Worf. They're the Klingons.
Suck
Anyway,
my
all
britches.
right. What's this guy right here? Lieutenant Worf. Like, all you gotta do is put the ridges on there. Exactly, right? You see it now. You can both suck my ridges. All right.
What has been seen will never be unseen. Did you play the Citadel DLC?
No.
In Mass Effect 3?
No.
That's actually my favorite DLC, and that's
Okay.
I think that's one of the best things about it because it's. I'm gonna tell you what happens.
Yeah. That's fine.
So it's everyone goes on shore leave. This is before the final battle at the end of the game. Everyone, they go on shore leave at the Citadel.
Yeah.
And they're about to chill.
Yeah.
But before that, some shit goes down, and
Right.
they get attacked by someone.
They
get attacked. You end up finding out that the person that's attacking you that you're dealing with is a literal clone of your character.
Oh yeah.
Are you
That
serious?
I remember that.
Dope. And he had a black assistant, like how you
Yeah.
had Miranda or
Yeah.
He had a black
But
assistant,
it
and
makes
she was
sense because
she
in the
was
second
cool.
one, you were cloned.
Yes, and that's exactly what he was. He was a remnant from Cerberus.
Yeah.
A clone.
And they kept saying that in the second one.
And he had
they were
your
like,
voice and everything.
they were asking you questions like, "Have you tied? Are you working with Cerberus now?
Yes.
Are you sure they don't have they didn't reprogram you?" And then he's like, "No, I'm fine. Everything's fine." And it's like, I like what they.
So it's you versus you for that. It's good.
But I mean,
It's
they
really good.
did
put a
kind
lot
of
of work.
explain that in the second one when they were putting them back together. They did kind of explain that it wasn't exactly him, and they pretty much had to rebuild a body and then download him into it.
Yeah. But it was really good, and the best part about it was that you got to see all of your crew. If you kept everyone alive.
Yeah, and see
Everybody in chilling out, literally getting drunk, hanging out. Bro, you had what was that? Zaid. You had both Krogans, so you had Grunt and Rex.
Yeah.
There was a big ass couch because Shepard has they're all at his spot. At his house,
Yeah.
just chilling for a party. Tali, she got drunk, but you had the three of them. You had Zaid, you had Rex, and you had Grunt at the couch in cover. Drunk in cover.
In cover?
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Yo, that's what's up. I'm glad. I mean, another one of my favorite moments in Mass Effect was in the second one when you're going to the final, you're basically going to the final board. You
suicide
through,
mission?
Yeah, you jump through the suicide mission. You jump through it and then literally jump into a field of debris.
Yes.
Unprepared. You don't know what's
man.
on the other side. And the moment you get there, it's everywhere.
And I like
so
that that's even a thing that they would think that, this could be a thing that could happen. That's...
Yeah, that is, and it's so unpredictable because you're just like, what the fuck? And then invasive maneuvers don't really work, and people die. People in your crew die before you even get to the mission.
You know the biggest thing about that I came across that I did not like, and I think it was Mass Effect 2. They said it was 13 different endings, and it all depends on who you saved and all that stuff. And
It
the
depends
main
on who
thing,
you designate to do certain things and who you saved, yeah.
but the main thing to save everybody was you had to at a certain point jump instead of going back and doing stuff. You had to go at a certain point in time in your storyline to the ending. And if you didn't save anybody.
What do you mean you had to go out a certain?
There was, like they said, there was like certain side missions. If you did, like progressing through the storyline, once you got to that part, you had to do. It was like a certain group of missions, and you had to go at a certain point to
like
the
you couldn't
end.
do the last 3 or 4.
Yeah,
before.
if you end up doing another mission, it completely threw it off.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. There
But,
was,
and that was.
I think
that
it was like one particular one
Yeah.
that you couldn't do. If you did it, then it took too much time.
Yeah.
Too much time passed. But that kind of makes sense too.
But like by doing that,
Not knowing, it
even
sucks.
waiting to like almost everybody dies, and you're like, but
I did that though. I played
Sometimes-
through it just and did it in a way that everybody died just to see.
I mean, sometimes that's what you need. I mean, look at Rogue One. Everybody dies.
Yeah.
Like, you need that. Like, no more heroic someone flying into the sun.
And
nah,
it is a
You
suicide
die.
mission. They do say it's that. So
Yeah.
it gives it that. That said, when everyone lives and you get everyone live, that's right, bitch.
Yeah, but like,
That's
but-
right.
but
Suicide my
you
ass.
feel it even more. Then you're like, oh, this is worth it. You're like, you fought hard
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
that to happen.
here's
you know?
here's my whole thing with Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1 was good for what it was, but being the fact that they went from Mass Effect 1 and jumped it up and made it so clean in Mass Effect 2 and 3, and now that this one's coming out, I think they need to go back and redo 1 and modernize it a little bit to match with the other ones, and then make it a whole entire series.
The thing with that though, they're gonna have to shorten that Citadel. When you go in the first one, you're on the Citadel for way too long, and it's extremely boring.
Yeah, but it would for them to go back and redo it, at least do it in like Mass Effect 2 and 3 style, I think would be totally worth it. And especially if you launched it at the end as like a whole entire package, if nobody has played the game, I can see you launching it easily for like $150, $200 for the whole entire thing and people paying for it.
Yeah, I would.
That'd be, especially if you do like a complete like package with it, that would be the best game launch that they've ever did.
This new one's supposed to be the beginning of a new trilogy, right?
I believe so, yeah. Andromeda, they're in a totally different galaxy.
Yeah. I'm looking
So-
forward to it, and I hope the
so-
story is good.
Yeah, I
I'm,
mean,
I'm
you
actually
can-
thinking about that because I'm afraid that it looks so good that the story is gonna suffer for it.
I don't know, man. They seem to be.
I'm
they
hoping
keep-
so. I'm optimistic,
Yeah.
but that thought is in the back of my head too.
Well, it all goes on I guess I want to say track record. Like, you gotta look at the philosophy behind their game making, and that philosophy has worked for the first trilogy. You see what I'm saying? If they push for that same philosophy, you can try new things, but that philosophy needs to be the same.
Yeah.
And if you keep that, then you're gonna win. You're just gonna win.
Yeah.
And you can look at it for a lot of different people, because if you look at it just as storytelling, right? A lot of different people in different forms of storytelling have a philosophy that works. Christopher Nolan, his philosophy works. You know, like he can jump from different genres of movies and it still works. You know, if you look at anime, I would say that the guy that does One Piece, Eiichi Oda. I don't know if you
Man.
guys read One Piece, but
Man,
that
what?
guy,
What?
that guy, his
Oh my
philosophy,
gosh.
it's
Rename
wild.
yesterday.
Amazing.
It's wild, the thing that this guy does, but somehow he's so fresh. Like, one of the things I was always bored with for anime, and I think Dragon Ball Z set the trend for this.
Okay, I know exactly what you're
if-
gonna say.
If you do, all right, what is it?
Are you about to talk about? And this is my peeve with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball
ahead.
is still my favorite,
Right.
but One Piece carries the spirit of Dragon Ball to me.
Okay,
It's
that's
There-
true.
But
I
there
agree.
was
The time has
actually
been
an
passed.
article that came out where they were talking about One Piece, Dragon Ball, and they were saying like most of the anime art or most of the animes and stories that are out now carry that Dragon Ball, and they named like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And you know the main character had to be just like Goku and this,
Yeah.
that, and the other, and all of them run the same kind of thing.
But here's where One Piece excels. Dragon Ball, Goku kept getting stronger, and his allies they
Kept
stayed
getting
the
weaker.
same.
Yep.
The enemies got stronger. What One Piece does is everybody stays relevant. Even characters from the beginning of the series, you see them later,
They have
and
a
they
point
have a
to the
yes,
story.
they have a
I'm gonna
use.
jump in now as a female voice. I'm here now, all right? Me, I got introduced to anime, I think somewhere around 3rd grade or such, by a neighbor of mine who was older, and she just blew the world open for me. And for me, I always considered the big 3. You had, and this is gonna go for everybody, but you had originally it was Dragon Ball Z, including the female Sailor Moon. And
Sailor Moon
I
was
can't
big for
remember
the
what
women.
the
It
third
was
one.
really big.
Yes, I want to say Yu Yu Hakusho. It wasn't as big as the other 2, but it was there for the underground
because
movement.
Yu Yu Hakusho came out earlier. I think it was from a little
right,
previous.
and it was
Go
kind
ahead.
of an underground movement, but it got the extra
Yeah.
people in.
Yeah.
So then once they started their saga, then you had the next ones that came in, and it was Bleach, it was One Piece, and it was Naruto. All right,
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
your whole new Naruto is my child. Okay, I gave birth to that one. All right, I gave birth to him. I watched him grow into a man. All right, I am so proud of him. You don't understand. I cried. I have a plushie that I've had for the last 10 years of him that sits on my bed, and we watch Naruto together every night. Okay, and I talk to him all types of shit. And this boy, I am so proud of him. Oh my god, I cried in the last 6 chapters. But it's just when you got to One Piece, they were so different, but they were the same. So you had your random supernatural, which was Bleach, where
Right.
he just kept getting stronger.
Right.
And it was just crazy.
And I was gonna say, speaking of Dragon Ball Z, right? So I said to BJ right here that when we were reading Bleach, and I remember exactly. For those who didn't hear that, BJ just had a gag reflex when we said Bleach. But anyways, so when we got to the part where he trained so hard, right, to fight Aizen, so hard, and then he gets there, does his super big final move, and it doesn't kill Aizen, and then the sandal hat guy has to come in to finish the job. I quit.
Right, where were you?
At that point,
Where were you through all this?
What's the point?
You know what's
It's
even
like, what's
worse?
the point at that point?
You know what's even worse?
Go ahead.
Is that same exact thing happened at the end of the series, but
Yeah.
but in a
Exactly.
worse way.
See
Exactly.
that I stopped watching it.
Wait.
I heard about
But you
it.
forgot. He did all that and he lost his power.
Yeah.
And so what I told
What was the point of that?
so I told BJ one thing very
That
well.
is true.
I told him
Lost his powers and got it back in the worst way. I didn't understand anything that had to do with that Power Ranger suit he got.
I told him this guy who wrote do y'all know his name? The guy who writes Bleach.
Kishimoto. No. Kishimoto's Naruto. What's his name?
Hold on.
I forgot.
Kubo.
but anyways,
Huh? Kubo Sensei.
Kubo
Yeah,
Tate or
Tite.
Kubo. Yeah, I said when he was in school, he skipped Dragon Ball Z class. He did. When he was in manga school, he skipped because Dragon Ball Z, you can give a lot of faults to Dragon Ball Z, but it knows how to end a saga.
Yes, it does.
It builds up and it knows how to have that explosive
And it
moment
gives
in the
you
end.
the feels.
Exactly.
It gave you the feels in the Soul Society arc, and that was it.
That was it. So that's what I told him, and that's what. And again, like I said, but one thing that it did take from Dragon Ball Z is that in order for your main character to get better, the character has to train, right? And in Dragon Ball Z, it kind of always went find a teacher, train, find a teacher, train, and it's kind of what happened in Bleach.
Bleach focused too much more on one-sided fights.
Yeah.
They were all after the last fight that was an even fight to me was Ichigo versus Grimmjow.
Yep.
After that,
Oh, yeah, that
there
was a good- and that was a great fight.
It was
It was.
excellent. The closest thing after that was right after that Noitara versus Kenpachi. But even
Kenpachi
then,
whooped his ass.
exactly. Even then, he was still like,
that
and even then,
spoon.
how he won was stupid.
That
I'm
nigga was
gonna use both hands for this sword.
Okay, all right, but see, and that's the thing that I when I would remember exactly when it was when I was watching One Piece. It was when Robin was taken, and they were going to go to I forgot the name of the place.
Kenny's lobby.
Yeah, King's Lobby to get Robin back, and then you see Luffy thinking to himself, "I have to get better." Right? And he's thinking, he's like, I have to get better. I have to get stronger. So I was worried here because I was like, I hope
a teacher won't pop out of nowhere, and then somehow he'll start training.
They did it at the perfect
It's the
time.
perfect time. And then all of a sudden come out and save. I was like, what is going to happen? And I love how he did it. The character got better simply by studying his enemies and understanding how to use his power in a better way.
But you realize what is slick about Luffy is Luffy comes off as a complete idiot.
Which he is most of the
he's
time.
Absolutely,
But so does Goku does the same.
but Goku's an asshole.
Yes.
Fuck Goku, okay? Sorry. I'll put it on the record here. Goku's an asshole, deadbeat fucking dad.
Hold on.
Close his door.
Hold on. Wait. Dad, who hurt you? Died.
Goku hurt me. Goku hurt me.
Goku died. It's not like he was there and didn't want to be
He was
around.
never
Goku.
there.
He
And so
died.
his watch ended.
Oh my god! Do you understand? Look.
His watch ended.
You don't understand how I feel for Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi is a bad bitch, okay? Alright? And she got the short end of the stick. Yeah. I got the strongest man. Oh my god, yeah. But that nigga ain't do shit.
Her man
Right?
single-handedly
Maybe when it's
She
saved
watched
the world.
Goku
Maybe it was
watched
that good.
Trunks kiss Mai, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you put your lips on her." But she just said, "You're married." What's that got to do with anything? The fuck you mean you never kissed Chi-Chi?
I don't count that. You're not gonna tell me.
I count that.
How you get married?
How you not count
How you
that?
get
It's canon.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
married or not?
It ain't canon.
Hold on.
Kiss your bride. How do you
Hold
get married and not kiss your bride?
How you have two fucking kids and not kiss your wife?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I can't. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
I believe it.
That is very interesting.
She would have taken the lips. She would have taken the lips.
So that doesn't make sense. I think Goku's just stupid.
I still Goku bitch.
I think he
You
probably
know-
forgot.
That's what it is.
You know,
Which then it's like Chi-Chi, what you doing? Why he forgot?
He's not around.
Look,
That's exactly why he be
I
trying to
did-
get away
I did
with
hear
it.
a lot of people say that Goku is a deadbeat dad. I don't think he is, because if a deadbeat dad to me has the choice and then it's like, no thank you.
He's a saint.
Goku did not have the choice.
Fuck that.
He did
Vegeta's
not
the
have
same,
the
and he's
choice.
the best fucking husband there is.
Who, Vegeta?
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, Vegeta's kind of dad of the year right now.
Yeah.
Vegeta is dad of the year right now.
Father's Day every day is
Like-
Vegeta, okay?
Like, he took care of his son, he is there with his wife the entire time. Vegeta kind of wins.
By Bulma! Like, no!
even in the new movie, like, he knew that the god what's the name?
Blerds.
That he knew that he was way too strong for him. But the moment he touched Bulma, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going. I'm doing this.
That's that saying
I'm gonna
pride
get my
right
ass
there.
whooped, but I'm
Shit
going
me.
because he touched my
How
woman."
you proud, saying pride, and you let another man raise your fucking kids?
Okay, look, you know, again,
No shit.
with Goku.
Did you see Piccolo with Pan?
Wait. Can I just say that Piccolo is the honorary black person of the series?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Goku's a fuckboy.
Okay, hold on.
put it out there.
Goku is, like I said, he saves the world.
Let's put it this way:
He just ends up dying in the process.
if we minus the fact that Goku has saved the world,
Right.
all right, what has he done?
Nothing.
He's a martial artist that just
A
like.
martial artist. That's it.
Okay.
But
you
that's
make
all
a
he
good
wants
point.
to be.
You make a very valid point.
All right, you marry a woman, and yes, I get that she forced you into it, but regardless, you got two kids.
Whoa,
You know, they're both great if you think about it, so they belong
both
together.
are. Yeah, I totally forgot that little part.
She tricked him. She didn't trick him into
Not
it. She
only-
made an agreement with him, which he agreed to. He's just a
But
fucking
he
idiot.
was naive though. She
Come
took
on, as a
advantage
child,
of him.
She didn't realize that,
She
though.
knew what
She
was
didn't
going on. She
realize
was
that.
way more aware of the
She was like, he
situation
can't
than
be
he
that
was.
stupid.
And he was
Remember,
Goku and
he is
Chi-Chi,
his
yeah.
man, okay?
But he was
As an infant.
literally mentally challenged.
I agree.
mentally challenged.
No, the
Strongest mentally challenged.
Exactly.
They are strong, though. They are strong as hell.
That's why he's extra strong.
Yeah.
You know what? This is how you get a legendary Super Saiyan. Hit him in the head.
Stop. I know, right?
you get a
Are you guys
legendary.
forgetting that this will be online?
all about the
They'll be
casino.
like, I do not condone this. All caps. This is bullshit. All the eggs on Twitter gonna come at me hard. Okay?
Right, they will. They will.
Like, we go back. Let's go back. All right. So we were talking about
One Piece.
how One Piece, the character improved and didn't need a teacher at that point in time. He just looked at the people he was fighting and then figured out why they were so fast. You see what I'm saying? And started doing it. And that's when he
One Piece
that's when
excelled
he
at.
did Gear 2. That's
Hold
when
on.
he started with Gear
When
2.
One Piece excelled is that you were presented with a character who just was strong, right? He meet new people. He would get into these fights. You know, he would get himself beat up. And some way, somehow, he'd just win. You know, stupid luck half the time, but he would win. And you'd be like, all right, cool, whatever. And then once we got to, we met Rob Lucy, and man was. Can I just say first of all though, whoever's his barber and does that shape up, that shit is fresh, right?
Rob Lucci.
Right? But regardless, we met him, you know, you realize I do crazy, he's strong, I obviously need to do something better. But where they excelled is, because I read it first and then went back and watched it. And where they excelled is, you didn't actually see his progression with his training until after the Save Ace arc.
Oh yeah,
Right.
When they
So,
when he
After
trained?
yes,
Yeah.
and you expected him to be so strong. You saw it coming. You're like, oh, he's gonna save his
we
brother.
still don't
And
know
but
how strong he really is.
Yes.
And I like that point because you're right. Up till then, Luffy had been it's like having raw talent. He was just really talented, really good.
He started off strong.
Yeah.
And I think that was good. It wasn't starting off from the bottom. He started off
Strong.
and then his creativity allowed him to win.
Yeah.
My thing that
And
One
good luck.
Piece, my thing that One Piece just does really well is, and other series have done this as well. Yu Yu Hakusho is really good with it, and Hunter x Hunter is even better with it.
Oh, Hunter is amazing.
You can have one person who's super strong, but get taken out by the weakest person in the crew because of their ability and how they use their skills. Versus the strongest character in the crew not being able to do anything to them.
Yeah.
And I like how you have different abilities that will overwrite. It's not all about strength. It's not all about speed. It's about your ability and how you use it.
Yeah. I
Hunter
totally
x Hunter
agree.
is amazing for that.
Yeah, Hunter, brilliant. I first, and you know, BJ it took BJ a while to get me to. He was like, man, watch Hunter x Hunter. I was like, no. I'm not watching Hunter. And then I watched it, and it was so good that other people in my house like would walk by when I watch it, and they would just stand there and watch it. And then like other people in my house started watching it. They're like, "Yo, when's the next time you watching that?" You watch it
because
it
they
was
want to
really
see
good.
Hisoka and his homosexual psychopathic tendencies.
Yeah.
Hisoka's totally gay.
He's so gay.
But it's somehow cool. But it's somehow cool.
When it happens, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to fight this guy. Look at the way he's looking at me." Oh,
It was like a fetish for him.
Yo, straight up, he was walking behind them.
Sexual fetish, like
They straight up told him, "Look, you can't walk behind us, man."
they will feel his weird look, like he's creepy gaze. They were like, oh
when they caught
shit.
him in the river and
Yes.
he was naked, like he just got a straight up part on. He was just like, "Oh," and they were like, "Oh hell no!"
But I wonder really about Hisoka. I really wonder. I was like, is he gay or is he just like Prince? Like, is
you know who he
is
was-
he
you know
just like very just
Have you watched Game of
very
Thrones?
sexual just being? Like, I don't know.
He's probably Bob. He reminds me in that regard. He's probably similar to what's the dude from Game of Thrones? I got his eyes.
He's similar
Blown
to
out.
what's his name from Yuri on Ice, the Swedish guy. If anybody ever watches that,
Yuri on Ice.
I'm just saying. I'm just
No,
saying.
you know we haven't watched
Of
that.
course, you
What
guys
is
haven't,
Yuri
but
on
some of
Ice?
these listeners have watched Yuri on Ice, and you know we're talking about Chris
Yeah.
from Sweden.
Chris from
But what I like about Hunter is low key is how it starts off low key. It's like, oh, this is gonna be
Very-
a fun adventure, and then it's
very-
like death
yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
Everyone is
Oh
dying.
yeah.
New York, when they were in York New City,
Oh yeah. It
that
got
music that
serious.
played when
Right?
the dude.
Can I just say, York knew? I was like, really, guys, really? That's how we gonna bite off that city.
Y'all know y'all in the Big Apple.
We're going to
Stop
York New City.
You know they kind of slide it in and early, and then you don't really realize when they introduce you to Killua, and then you're like, he's like, yeah, my whole family's assassins, and you're like,
Oh.
wait, what? And he's like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been drinking poison since I was a kid, so I'm cool.
Right.
Right.
And it's like, but then you let it go because you know Gon
Until
is so
you meet
happy,
other people.
and right.
And everybody
Other
else,
people
like
and
when they realized that his secret power was electricity.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
And they're
because
like,
of
it's
him being
because
tortured all the
there's
time.
no
He's like
electricity.
in Infinity Force. Yeah.
I mean, it's but very well done.
And you know the little teacher with the pigtails,
And then
just
just-
like this giant ass man.
Right. And then just how dark it gets for the main character. Like when he,
yeah.
whew,
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
woo,
towards
That,
the end.
and that
man.
episode, like
Towards the
I was,
end.
I was
Yeah.
like, man, I hope they do this episode well. I hope they animate this episode well.
What?
They
And-
animate.
yeah, don't go that far because I haven't either. I gotta go watch it.
You got him?
I stopped
man.
because I watched it all the way to the point where the animes was
Okay.
it. That
So
was
you're
it.
lucky. You're
Yeah,
lucky
yeah.
we didn't.
Yeah, so I gotta go and read it now because the
Oh, you have
anime just
no
stopped right
idea.
here.
You talking about
No,
anime?
no, no, no.
gotta
Just
go.
watch it online.
I can watch
Don't watch it online, people. Watch it
You know,
legit. Hit
you know,
up Crunchyroll.
We definitely support watching your anime in a way where the content creators can get
Yes.
some coin out.
Hulu.
Absolutely. You know, because,
Crunchyroll, Hulu.
Netflix.
Yeah,
all that.
because I'm
Chill.
subscribing Hulu, I'm subscribing Netflix.
Same
like
here.
I want them to make some money because
Right.
this is beautiful. Like
Right.
I want to keep
I need
watching
more
it.
episodes.
I buy mangas for my little nieces and nephews. Like the actual full. My little niece is crazy about Soul Eater. She's like it's
She's
like
awesome.
hardcore
Soul Eater
into
was great.
She's awesome.
into Soul Eater. So I bought her
Yeah.
the books. You feel me?
I got my 6-year-old
I bought-
watching Sailor Moon
man,
Crystal.
I bought her the box set of freaking Sailor Moon,
Amen.
and she didn't read it.
Oh.
But it's still with her, so you know when she
Okay.
get like 13, 12, she's gonna be like, "What is this?"
We
And
don't
she
wait
gonna
that
fucking
long.
read it. I don't know when she's gonna read it, but at least she has it, you know. So that's that. But
Okay.
again,
But
One
back
Piece
to
very
One Piece
brilliant.
on time.
Right.
The way they brought in his teacher was magnificent. He
Yes.
seemed like he was in like the most ultimate battle. You're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna do it again because this is what Luffy does. And then epic fail, and you know it was like feelings and tears and heartbreak.
Which
and,
point? When he lost
the
when
save
they
Ace
got
arc
sent
with the
away?
save Ace arc when not even
Oh, yeah,
when they got
Ace.
sent away because
Yeah.
he realized that he wasn't strong enough at that point.
Yeah.
Well, this was
But-
after Ace. I'm talking about. Are you talking about when Kuma sent everyone away? Or
No,
are you talking
because
about
Kuma
after
sent
Ace
everybody
died?
away, and then it was the Ace arc,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So it was during the save Ace arc that
Yeah.
he realized that I need help.
yeah,
I
because
need to get
because he
stronger.
had just learned how to use haki, but then he comes
didn't
in.
learn.
No, he didn't.
He
Yeah,
used
Well,
it by
he had
accident.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was-
using it by
yeah.
accident when he was being introduced to it because he was on the island of the Amazons,
Right.
And that's they use haki, so he was like, "Why is their
used it
arrows
before
so
that, though.
powerful?" You know what I
The
mean?
first
He
time
still
we
ain't
seen him
catch
use
on.
it is against what's the guy's name that looks like that had the bounty poster that looked like Sanji. His bull.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Luffy
yeah, yeah.
used
Yeah.
it without even trying to.
Without-
He intimidated the bull without.
But you know what's fun is
Exactly.
when you go back and rewatch it, like how I read it first and then went and
So
watched
good in
it, and you're like,
hindsight.
oh snap, I didn't catch that before, you know?
Yeah, it'll do that to you.
Okay,
Go
I gotta
ahead.
switch it up.
Go
ahead.
Just because I just watched this again in this for the second time, and it's
I'm not caught up, so you
it's
ruined it, I
gone to
killed
my.
you.
It's become like my third favorite series because
Okay.
it was that good, especially in hindsight. Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh
Amen.
yeah. Wait, hold on.
Amen.
Which one?
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood?
If you
Oh,
watch it in
Brotherhood
hindsight,
is
knowing how
amazing.
everything happened,
Exactly.
seeing how it plays out, knowing all this, it's so
Oh, yeah.
good.
Yep.
It is,
Full-
it is
I
better
It
the
is.
second time around.
Brotherhood
it
did
really
something
is.
to me.
So
Yes.
good.
It really is amazing.
Amazing.
Even the
oh
end,
my
like-
god.
Right. He was like,
I was like,
Just oh
Like,
my
oh.
god.
I
Hohenheim,
need some tissue.
everybody's story was good, but Hohenheim's story.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's
when he
what I
says
didn't
to Ed
expect.
at the end,
Yeah.
when he says like, "Let me do this as your father because I couldn't be there for you."
Yeah.
And then Ed's reaction to that's powerful, man. It
Yeah.
was good.
All right, now that you say that, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that
Right.
Yeah,
again.
you
Like,
got to because
oh.
it was amazing.
The
Full
feels.
Metal, Full
Just to see
Metal.
Ed acknowledge, like he realizes, like, yeah, now that I know your story,
Yeah.
I understand why
Yeah.
all this happened.
Right.
I know.
And you know what?
Little asshole.
I gotta. You know what I want to do? I want to go
He's
back and
tricked.
watch the first one too.
How you get tricked by a little black blob though? Like, come on, this ain't Goosebumps.
Well, when everyone's listening to it,
Look, we got tricked by Orange Cheeto wearing a wig. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So let's
Yeah, we
not
did.
let's not.
No, no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no.
wait, I
We
didn't
didn't get tricked. Right?
You-
Ryan told
you-
we didn't get
You can
tricked.
talk about yourself individually, but the collective
Yes.
country has elected a Cheeto with a wig on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
What's the picture I
now
just
his
saw?
decisions are what we all must bear with.
That's-
Unfortunately,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately.
the
So
meme I just saw?
let's
Stop calling me orange.
let's
Get
not
Out.
let's not put ourselves too high up on a
Impeach.
pedestal, shall we?
That's why
You
Get
know?
Out comes out this year.
Let's
I
not.
said that's why Get Out comes out this year.
Let's speak about that. Have you guys seen the preview
Oh yes.
of Get Out?
I cannot wait to see it because it's going to be depending on how you go to see it.
Oh yes. What do you mean?
What do you
It's
mean?
either
How
gonna
you
be
go
a
to
I
see it?
think yeah right.
You good? Okay.
It's going to be a comedy or a horror.
You know, I think it's
go
gonna
there.
be a pretty good suspense and horror film.
Right. I feel Get Out is gonna be like, you know those books you used to get as a kid where you had to choose your adventure and you had to pick a page.
Yeah.
Right. This is what Get Out is for Black people.
Yeah.
All right. Because we're gonna sit there.
Do you want to be
We're gonna sit there and watch this guy go through the motions exactly like we would. Because we're like, nope.
So prediction.
Nope.
Round table prediction. Does he make it in the end? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody says yes.
He's gonna make it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's probably gonna
I
be
don't know. If I was the writer and director of this film, I would throw something in there. I would throw a monkey wrench in the end.
I feel like there's gonna be some kind of twist at the end that's
Right.
gonna like mess him up.
Right.
But I feel like he'll survive. He's not gonna be the same.
You saw when he was giving dap to the dude and the dude grabbed his hand like
Right.
he's shaking his
Handshake,
hand.
I'm like,
Like you could do it where he survives in the end, everybody's happy, and then he meets his homie and he's like, "What's up, man?" His homie wants to give him dap and he grabs his hand and you're like, and you
kind
just
of
cut
like
to
a-
black.
oh,
And
man.
people like, oh.
He's survived it,
hypnotized.
but he'll have been damaged. Yeah.
Right. Oh. Whew.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
Like, hey
hope.
man, let's take a selfie, and then he get a nosebleed and be like, oh shit.
Let's hope it does good in the box office, man. Because every time a film like that, comes out, and the majority of cast is black, the writer's black, the director's black. If it doesn't do good, it's an excuse for people to use to be like, see, all these black
The
films don't
issue
work.
That's why we don't give
With
you.
this
Yeah,
movie,
so-
is there a lot of people of the vanilla melanin who are mad at this movie because they're like, oh my gosh, why are you guys making this movie? It makes us look bad.
But-
This is what you do.
But like, hold on. A lot of this is not new. When Luke Cage came out, a bunch of people went to look at it and was like, "Where are all the white people?"
Dear White People, the Netflix show. People are flipping out about that.
Yeah, they're
flipping
flipping
out.
out about that.
Flipping out. That's another example.
They totally are flipping out about that. And to me, I think that movie needed to be a series because it wasn't fully, put all together.
I don't think any of us has not had a situation.
It,
At least one situation where it's like,
We just want to look at them like,
or do that.
yeah.
oh, I got a story.
I can give you the
you want
most
to take
retarded story.
Likewise.
Let's get
one, bro.
to Mr.
attention, before I clock out, and one of the nurses, she's a young white girl, she looks at me and she says, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is, but I just think babies just love black people. She's like, I think it's just the difference between your skin and your teeth that they just really see your smile.
Oh my God.
What?
And stuff like that is common.
And I can't say nothing because where this hospital is located, and the fact that I'm just a lowly tech, so I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna go take this kid to his room and
No
change his
matter what we
diaper.
say,
You know,
they say
hold
stuff
on,
like
hold
that,
on,
and
you
then
know,
we're disgruntled for
that
Right.
whole entire thing could have been said in such a nice way. You could have just been like, I think you guys just look beautiful when you smile.
Right, end
Done.
of story.
Yep.
End of story.
Done. Like that would have been. I'd be like, oh, that's nice, and that's it. Like that's all you could have.
contrast though.
Oh my God! No, this is a situation where someone just goes too far into detail. That's
don't
what
know
it is.
you.
But yeah, these
There's a lady I work with, and I worked with her for years, and was coming into work one day, or she was coming into work, and we were passing each other, and she dropped something, and I went to go pick it up, and it freaked me out so bad. It took me like almost a week to realize what she said to me. She dropped something, and I went to pick it up, and I handed it to her, and she said, "Oh, thank you. Aren't you a sweet little pea picker?" And I walked away and didn't think nothing of it, and then it clicked in my head, and I was like, "What the?"
oh my God!
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my God! Okay, well,
So, black anime characters.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
What is her name? Canary from
From Hunter x Hunter, she's awesome.
Can I say that's my costume this
Canary
year?
from
Yeah.
Like her twist out was
The,
like
The
awesome.
butler.
You're-
Butler.
The Zelda
Butler.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
she was gangster.
She smacked the hell out of Gon when he walked out. She said, you won't be stepping across
Thou
the line
shalt not
today."
pass.
And I love the sound effect that they gave it too.
She said, "Thou shalt not pass."
He looked like he just fought like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali at the same time.
You could say there's also the girl from Bleach.
Yororishi?
Yeah, you can say Yorichi is also
Yoroshi's
black.
Killick from Soul Eater. That's my dude.
Oh, dude!
Yes.
I love that guy.
Y'all got the same hair going on too.
We do have the same haircut. And said he got the 3 lines on the side. I ain't do that.
You know you want it. You know you want
I
it.
wanted it. I really did.
Right, the twins.
Fire and Thunder.
Yeah.
The black twins.
And they do they break dance before they even link. I'm like, what is this?
It's beautiful. They gotta get in sync. They gotta get in sync. Oh man, it's
I'm
beautiful.
gonna go back and watch the anime again.
Right.
Soul Eater, you know Soul Eater is different in the comic book, right?
So
in the
different.
manga.
Man, it's
Yeah,
so much.
I remember watching
that's a
it and I was
character
like,
in the
wait.
comic book they didn't
Wait.
put in the anime.
The Masamune versus Black Star fight in the manga versus
Masamune.
the anime.
I think it's Masamune.
Yeah, that was the dude's name.
She's laughing at your pronunciation. 'Cause she's a geek snob. Okay, so that's what
I'm a convention snob too. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Hold on, yeah, I just watched Vampire Hunter D recently again, and so she's like a noble vampire, you know, versus our low life vampire. She's like an original. So she pronounces Masamune, right? Okay, right. Well, you speak Japanese?
I took it as a foreign language.
Yeah.
Shit. They taught me right.
But yeah. Go ahead with your
I thought
point, man.
sayonara
My
was
bad.
Hawaiian for
My
some
bad. I
reason.
cut you off. But yeah, with the fight between Black Star and Masamune.
It was so much better in the manga. In the anime, they made his sword glow red. In the manga, every weapon he had upgraded.
Yep.
Like every mode that Tsubaki went into changed. Like
Yep.
he had his scarf. Have you played the game Shinobi? Back
Yeah.
in the day? His
Yeah.
scarf turned into Shinobi. Like it was just like
Oh,
ink.
yeah, it was
like
just-
an ink black scarf that he could throw around and control.
Yeah,
And he could
it's
like
really good.
I'm gonna
It could
start
be
reading
his
this
shadow.
manga.
It
Right.
could turn into a shadow and go to the ground, and he could go into it and then hop out of it.
Yep.
And
Can
all
I just
that.
say the way that the Soul Eater anime ended didn't make any damn
It
sense.
didn't make sense.
Because
That's what I'm telling
listen,
you.
I don't want to spoil, but Maka's upgrade that just randomly came out of nowhere. I was like, what?
So
What?
and that's why I'm like, read the manga, because when they at that part where they were fighting and they went into that building, there was some more at work there.
Yup.
There was a whole nother character that's not in the anime, so it goes. I'm not going. You know, if you want to know, go read it. You know,
Gotta go back and reread
go
it.
buy it, go read it. But yeah, so it definitely did things differently. And one of my favorite manga
Excalibur's still
series,
annoying as hell, though.
huh?
Excalibur, regardless of
Oh.
anime.
But yeah, one of my favorite animes that did that too. Gantz. I would have loved to have seen Gantz go all the way through, because it got fucking insane. Have you read Gantz?
I haven't actually.
Yo, Gantz gets so insane. It's crazy. It's just everything you don't think is gonna happen happens. Almost Game of Thrones levels. So every time they go out on a mission, just know that whatever it is you think is gonna happen, something totally different is gonna happen.
Don't
And-
favorite any characters.
Don't. Just don't. Don't have any favorites, because they will die.
Berserk is like that.
What, Berserk?
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Berserk.
And they will die. I like how he does these things where he'll have like something that seems like harmless, and then the person will approach it, and the arm just falls off. Like you're like, what the fuck just happened? It got cut in half, you know, because it approached this weird thing. So Gantz, again, very amazing. I wish they would have continued with the anime, but you know,
They're
whatever.
finally continuing Berserk.
Oh, they are.
However,
But Berserk is not
Yes.
even over yet.
it's not. But the thing is, they're continuing it, but the anime has been so bad. The quality of it's CG for one. It doesn't look good. It's super low budget looking. It's just bad.
But
They're very.
I almost feel they did that on purpose. For whatever reason, I'm not sure, but I felt the way they stylized it, I think they did it on purpose.
I want to know who requested it to be that way. I feel like someone requested it to be that style. I don't know if it was the author.
Maybe because of what they were trying to do with it, they felt it would be less of a headache to do that retarded. Well, not even the 3D, just the way they shell shaded everything. Because
It doesn't look as dirty as it's supposed to.
and when you get into certain details, it's a lot harder to to put all that into a straight 3D segment. So to cheese it up some, I guess to dumb it down to get what you want and still have it the way you want it. That's probably why they went that way.
See, I don't like when they cut corners like that.
I mean,
I understand it, but I don't like it.
There's only very few animes that I've seen done in that 3D style that I even enjoy.
Ruby.
You know, Ruby is a good one.
So
and
good.
and there's like there's only a few of them that I'm even cool with. If not, just go back to traditional 2D, man.
Right.
It's like Street Fighter. Like you can do everything in 3D, keep it 2D. Keep the fighting style in 2D
Can I
because
just say,
that just
as
works.
the female
mechanics
in this
work.
group, because
Go ahead.
I've watched, the fairies and the Sailor Moons and all that other fun stuff. Ruby, great show. Completely throwing this out there, but there's a certain person in this show that I believe she's gonna come back. There's no way she's gone. I'm not gonna say who, but she's coming back. I just can't believe you take her out that quickly. But when it comes to okay, I watch Winx Club, all right? I watched all 7 seasons of Winx Club. And I think around season 5, when they had their transformation sequence, it automatically just became 3D. And I was like, the hell just happened? Right? And it didn't make any sense to me. I hated watching their legs. I hated watching how big their eyes got. It got stupid big. And then you even have Sailor Moon Crystal, how they changed it up. And I know a lot of people had issues with the proportion style. But then even the transformation sequence went completely 3D, and it didn't make sense to me. Right? Season 3, though, they changed it back.
Have you watched Sailor Moon and then watched Sailor Moon Crystal?
Yes.
Which one do you like most?
Sailor Moon.
And Sailor Moon, to me, Sailor Moon is hilarious.
It is.
It's not just a good anime, it's funny.
Especially we're talking about the English dub.
Yeah, it's funny. But then when you watch Sailor Moon Crystal, it's like they try to make everything so they're trying to make everything so fucking shiny and pretty that
but what I do like about Crystal
charm. It loses
is they
its personality.
stick to the point. Crystal sticks to the point. So you get all 116 episodes in one season. And there's only I think it's only 20, 14
so
to
I
25.
might have to watch
Right.
it, even though the old one is so much better.
It's so much better.
That's how I feel
but
about
they
Dragon
get
Ball Z
to the
versus
point.
Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, for real?
I do not like Super at all right now. I'm very interested in this new arc, and I'm
don't
loving
like
the new arc
Goku.
so far.
Yeah.
But
I
the
don't like
quality
it.
of the
In
fights,
Super especially, I don't
go
like
back
it.
and watch Dragon Ball Z, the way they choreograph the fights, the epicness between the fights. Watch Goku versus Frieza. Just watch Goku versus Frieza.
Choreographed in
Goku versus
Super.
Vegeta. Just how they
I agree.
angle the shots.
Yeah.
Some of
When
the
Super
animation.
does it, it's one, it's a short fight.
Yeah.
2, it's not as gory. And DBZ was. What am I watching right now? Listeners, if you are here,
Chantel got wet a little bit.
Just a little.
Alright. Oh my god.
Oh, actually, I got something in the trunk.
Alright, so yeah.
About to pop
As
the
you were
trunk on
saying-
that ass.
Wait, what?
but yeah, Super just, it doesn't, I feel like it's not capturing the spirit
Because
of the
Super,
fights. There's
they're-
no sense of power. This is after Majin Buu. They're supposed to be stronger. Remember when Vegeta did the final flash in the Cell Saga against Cell?
Yeah.
How big that shit was?
Yeah. It was.
What
it's
have we
huge.
seen in We just watched Super Saiyan
Super.
Blue Vegito
Hold on.
fire the final Kamehameha at someone. As strong as that should be. And it was like it didn't even blow up a city. It didn't even blow up a city. And the person he shot it at just flew laughing. Like, ha ha, yeah. What?
Yeah, I have to say, I think when you have a series running for that long, I guess you will have some issues with continuity.
But it's that and then-
establishing certain things like that.
And then they retcon stuff that makes no sense.
Like
I could retcon stuff better than they. Like, the fusion earrings, okay, Vegito's character.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the fusion dance and the earrings?
Yeah. Well,
Do you know the difference?
Yeah. Because Vegeta and Goku could not merge. They could not fuse in the beginning. I think because they were enemies, or I don't know what it was, but they couldn't
fuse. The difference was one is permanent. The earrings are permanent.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
The dance is a
And
30-minute.
it has a limit. Right.
And the fact that
Right.
they're rivals actually makes the earrings fusion stronger. Because
Because they're rivals.
Hold
That's
on.
what it was.
Pause. Here's where they just threw that off, because you remember when they gave him the earrings and was like, oh, actually, because you're not a Kai, it's only gonna last for an hour
That's what
now.
I'm saying. That
I was like,
retcon made
wait.
no sense
Yeah.
at all. And then when you go back and watch Dragon Ball Z, the fight, Vegeta was fighting Buu for at least 4 episodes.
Yeah, they were
At least
going
4
for
episodes.
a long time.
We got half half of an episode of Vegito in Super, and then they unfused. I was wait, what?
And you know what? Anyways, yeah, I was gonna go totally off top, but not totally. Dragon Ball Z Final Bout. Did you play Final Bout?
Yes, that was my shit.
Final Bout was my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. A game. I don't like all these new ones, Xenoverse, where you gotta like. I don't like the fighting system.
Xenoverse. It's fun.
I don't like the fighting system. Is
Final
it like?
Bout.
Is it like Final Bout?
To my PlayStation.
Yeah, like
Final
that.
Final Bout is bad now. Go back and play it. It's super dated. It is.
Yeah, I know it's super dated, but for that time,
No,
It was really only.
I
cool because
liked
you would
it,
see them
man.
do their super moves. That was really it.
Legends. No, it wasn't Dragon Ball Legends. What was the one?
Legendary
that was
Super Warriors, which
like,
had
the one that was like the RPG where you had the meter in the middle and you could play all the way up to the Boo Saga.
yeah, Legendary Super Warriors, where like people make like little gifts or little characters
And
now,
there was a little
in pixel
you
art.
come flying in. That was like the first one where you could fly in the sky. You could fight with like 3 people at the same time.
I'm pretty sure that was either Legendary Super Warriors or like the Densetsu something.
I don't remember that
Densetsu
one.
is Legends.
Yeah. I don't remember that one. Yeah, but anyways, I guess it's just 2 people now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, but Final Bout to me was my favorite Dragon Ball Z game. Like all these new ones, I'm not
So
mad
what
at
don't
the
you
new
like about
side.
Xenoverse?
I just haven't played Xenoverse, but I've seen when it started that style of fighting,
Dude, Xenoverse
and I was
is
just
fun.
like,
It's fun because you know why it's fun?
What?
Because one, you create your own character.
Yeah.
My character's a Namek and he's the shit.
okay. Oh, so they got
And then you can
okay.
create your own Saiyan, man. You can make a black Saiyan and make him go Super Saiyan.
What?
Now the second one, now you can go Super Saiyan 3. So you got a black
Oh, okay.
Saiyan that's Super Saiyan 3
3,
now.
yeah.
Give him whatever clothes you want, hook him up, and then you can go on and play with your friends.
Yeah.
Doing those missions. You can play the missions, they're called parallel quests.
Right.
But you go through and you play again, kind of story missions.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun.
Right.
And it's just like I have plenty of gripes about it, but my only thing is I love to see like power in it, especially it's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
When I shoot a Kamehameha and I
You
miss,
wanna see
I want to
the
see that thing
effects.
go into the background and like I want to see a big giant explosion way in the back.
I feel you.
Or a giant dust cloud, stuff like that. I want to see.
No, it makes
power.
sense because that's part of the thing that was the allure of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Is that
Like, you didn't
is-
just punch that dude.
Yeah.
You punched his history out of him.
Yeah, and that guy flew back and destroyed a mountain.
Right,
Right.
and
So
you still get a little bit of it in Xenoverse.
Yeah.
Like, you shoot stuff, it makes a crater, but then it disappears right after that.
Gotcha.
Um,
Well, I guess you know what? I guess I'll go and play it. I'll probably play
Trust me,
after Mass Effect because last game I bought was Watch Dogs 2, and I've been
told you
enjoying that.
Oh,
Yeah?
I didn't even bother with the first one. I knew I wasn't gonna.
Oh, okay. I like Watch Dogs 2. So now the next game I'm gonna get is definitely gonna be a Mass Effect when it comes out, and that'll be it. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything after that.
Yeah.
But
Xenoverse is cheap too now, so I mean it's not like you're paying $60 for it. I think the last time I saw it was like $30 anyway. You can probably
Gotcha.
find wait for a flash sale,
And call
have it
it
down
a-
at 15 or something like that. So.
That's what's up. Alright, BJ. I think this is it. Everybody's leaving now. It's over, so sign us out. Come over here, do your yeah.
What's your tag name? No thing else.
The Gameologist.
Okay. Next time on shit, I forgot.
Attack of the Nerds. Attack of the Blood.
Next time on Attack of the Blerds, Dion, will he find his manhood? Will Gameologist become the game? We will find out on the next episode of Attack of the Blerds.
Alright, thank you for listening to Attack of the Blerds, episode 02. We'll catch you on the next one.